Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to episode 9 of RimWorld Survival. Recap of the goals. I make up my own goal is probably going to be doing the trade requirement here. That way I can at least rationalize it and all of the resources we poured into it, because it doesn't really make sense why I'm doing it unless I think about it as a goal of mine. So yes. So the next thing I want to do is to build this pod launcher and finish building the last of the basins that we require. Any place where we harvest the cotton, I will replace it with rice for now, and we'll get a nice big harvest of rice. All right, let's ignore the daylilies. Janes, let's build the pod launcher. You probably wanted to sleep, didn't you? But you're fast at this. It won't take very long. Gunsmithing's done. Let's go with blowback. Let's just keep working on our guns. Alright, the pod launcher is done. Now for the pod. And let's let you sleep. So there's more steel over here that I can use. And we're just about out of material. We have one more hats left, I think. A whole lot of dead bodies out here. Some with nice resources. We did grab the Luciferium, which is a nice trade good. Okay, these are resting. Quit making poor hats, buddy. We are halfway done. Yes, you are indeed entombed underground. Alright, building roof. How about no? How about haul steel? Oh, he's currently unrestricted. There we go. Now it's fixed. Cotton, most of the cotton is almost done, or at least this batch here. That'll be good. Pour. What I tell you about making poor crap? Don't do it. Alright, you're digging at compacted machinery. We have a lack of steel, so let's go ahead and have you dig steel. Alright, aggro, you are making more crappy hats. Hopefully not. I guess I can force wear the poor ones. Everyone that's currently wearing one is forced and poor. Okay, good. It's too bad the trade requirement wasn't poor or worse. That would have been helpful. Aggro has no work left to do because he's done it all. So I'm going to mine the exit here. And now we have access to more towards the middle of the map. Haha. No, you will not be running out like that. Alright. There we go. And set them on no radiation. Alright, Storm. You're going to grow. Janes, I want you to haul the hats out of the way. And although this is going to make a mess, I'm just going to start to put all the hats near where we're going to load them up. And if you're thinking, how are you ever going to get home? I'm going to send enough to make a pod launcher home and hope that I land near or on a cave or a place that I can mine out. So yeah, a lot of like ifs, and it'll be tight. I know this. It will be tight. All right, so this should be rice. All of this should be rice as well. And how much time do I have? I've got 4 days left. 4 days to make a little over a dozen hats. So how many do we actually need? We need 14. Cool, some raw fungus. I'm going to leave it forbidden because it's really far away from anything we can obtain easily. Alright, Tony, you are hauling chunks. Cool. Start with the close chunks. Come on, aggro. You could do it, man. Marriage is on. Stormy and Tony. Wow. That's early. No complaints. Good for you. Alright, so we still have a little bit of mining left to do. I should be allowed to mine at least these spots here. That will not have overhead mountain issues. Aggro's cranking them out. We need 11. And then, of course, I need to make some chem fuel and have enough steel and components to make a way to get home. But, yeah, I mean, an attempt is being made. Whether I should make it, I don't know. It'd be really cool to have an infant chem reactor. Like, for sure, that'd be awesome. Alright, if aggro... Nope, there's enough materials for another one. I'm going to start harvesting these plants early once he runs out. So, the most grown one is this. Let's turn it to rice. And this, turn it to rice. Alright, you're digging at compacted machinery. That's cool. I am going to need some additional steel, which means allowing someone to go and mine this out, which is really not going to be healthy, but it's for pods. And then maybe just plop a door there. All right. Next is maybe this bin. $23, so we have 9 to go. And we've got 3.5 days left. Oh boy. All right, let's start switching up these crops too. Rice. All these planters are good to switch. We'll do a huge run of rice here. They're all close enough to being grown, I think. All right, so we're slapping a door down there, and then James is going to take maybe a dive into the radiation to do some more work. All right, you Can't do anything right now because they're asleep. So Tony, I'm going to wake you up. Aggro, you are going to the patio. Stormy, I'm going to wake you up too and have you start sewing. And we're getting 7 instead of 8, but... Alright, Tony, I'm going to keep you up. Door's done. Oh, we can mine 1 with Overhead Mountain. That's good. And now we are getting poisoned. Actually, what I'm going to do is remove the roof here so we work a little bit faster. Because we'll have some sunlight. Alright, you are all set to be back into no radiation. Sorry, Stormy, I need to wake you up. Alright, our radiation is high enough. And what I will do is temporarily remove this from zone consideration. Alright, Mr. Aggro, how are you doing? You need just six more. Alright, at this rate, I'm going to select all of these and set them all to rice. So... Come on, Aggro. You could do it. We've got 3 days left. It's doable, man. It's doable. We have enough cloth for certain. We haven't even used any of our wool, which is fantastic. That was my main concern is, will this mean that we just use a whole lot of wool? But nope. The answer is nope. An eclipse, that sucks. Wow, it's so interesting that the skybox turned such drastic colors all of a sudden. Despite it being an eclipse at midnight. I don't think there was really a sun to eclipse at this hour, guys. Just saying that generally, unless you're on the poles, you don't really get sunlight at this hour. Alright, so it's good that we changed over to rice because we are low on food and we're going to need to make some chem fuel. Alright, so here, back to the hats. And we'll take 70 of this rice to turn to chem fuel. Up, new area. Oof. Okay, hold on. I want you mining this way, so that we don't get irradiated moving through this. Go around the gap. Perfect. Alright. We've got 4 more to make. That seems a very reasonable thing to do in 3 days. I'm gonna have Janes crank out some chem fuel with the the remaining rice that we have. As for tiles, well, that's really not as the crow flies, and we're gonna be flying there. All right, I will. What I will do is set fuel targets here for 13 tiles, using 30 of the fuel. Let's see how far this gets us. So, Janes, you're going to hop in. I don't want him out there very long. Yeah, that gets us perfect. Cancel the load and get back inside. All right. Then we are going to need a return trip. So we're going to need all the materials for a pod launcher. So I'm just going to put it out here as a prototype. So that will be 50 steel and 60 steel. So 110 steel and 2 components. All right. We have 110 steel and we have 2 components. So we have enough for the return trip. Then, of course, it's up to weight. Do we send it in 1 or 2 batches, et cetera, et cetera. So I have to figure that out as well. Janes, you're pretty pissed. Your radiation's gone up. Compacted machinery. It didn't even say I struck it. Interesting that I hit it and got no alert. Alright. We are browning out. And Tony just got the flu. Nice. Didn't Tony already have the flu? You're not sickly, are you? Alright, Mr. Aggro. Let's see, say hypothetically, I send you, who is the heaviest person. I send 23, 24, 32 hats. 110 steel and 2 components. We're underweight. Perfect, 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 perfect. Now the issue is food. I'm gonna need to send some meals. But at least we come underweight for this, which is something helpful to know. All right, at this point, the rest of this path looks something like this. All right, so we'll snake around like this, and actually what I'll probably do is end up putting a granite wall there instead of down below, because we're going to want to granite this off as well, and that will stop raiders from being able to do really anything to me on the bottom half. All right, so then the other consideration is fuel. We're going to need to harvest some of these rice plants early to make another batch of chem fuel, because we don't have wood. We don't really have any wood to make chem fuel out of, and then it's up to organics, and I've already decided that I'm not going to be butchering corpses or anything like that. So we have enough for a trip there. Food will be a little lean. There we go. Eclipse is ending. That will be really, really, really nice. Let's go ahead and flick this. Where is everybody going? Janes, could you... I think what I'm going to do with Janes here is set on pure rec for now. So I'm worried about mental breaks. I'd like to avoid them if at all possible, or just, yeah, sleep. That works too. So we're obviously going to need one more run of chem fuel. But how much rice do we actually have? Now, I'm making a whole lot of rice, but my worry is I'm going to use like every last, yeah, 65. We have 2 days. I'm going to have to wait for a little bit more rice, aren't I? these 2 tables are about to be harvestable, and then it's going to get real lean around here food-wise, I think. Unless ooh, fungus. I really, 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 really don't like the idea of running all the way out to that fungus. But, I'm not certain I see another choice to keep me fed. So what I'm going to do is have someone run there. And I'm going to take the effort to paint a zone, an allowable zone. So, oh, there's also corn. Is that corn closer? No, the corn is not closer. I don't think. So, yeah. I don't know. I'm not going to try to paint diagonal. And then Stormy, you are the best candidate for this run, sadly, for you. Because you don't have any radiation. You have really high mood, so the poison of the radiation will affect you the least. And you don't move slow like your wife. And then I think what I'm going to do, although I try to avoid this at all times, is use the pick up and haul caravanning trick. I don't plan on using this often. I know it ticks some of you off because it's annoying to watch me do it, but it's just this once. So we're going to load all this into caravan. And that also means that I probably, given that I'm using the hauling trick, I didn't actually need to paint any of this. Tony, you wanted to make a wall, though, so actually I will allow that. All right, Stormy, it's still on initial. All right, that's enough weight. Let's get back into a cave. Combat supplier flying overhead. Cool. I have absolutely nothing to sell them. Not really. But that's cool. What I ought to do is get a orbital trade beacon constructed. I think I'll make it indoors and I'll move it outdoors. Alright, so it's minor, the radiation buildup for now. It's about to be moderate. Yep, there it is. Moderate. Oh, Tony, you should also be resting because you have the flu. Yikes, I'm not doing a good job of controlling these dudes. Alright, so if we called the combat supplier, we could sell them slag. Okay, we could sell them luciferium. And I have no idea what we would buy. But, I don't know. Silver is silver. Okay, so we've got a whole lot of raw fungus, meaning that we are good to make the fuel and to take the trip. Thank you, fungus. The fungus among us. Agro. Let's make chem fuel. And we have, dear Lord, less than 2 days to spare. All right, so the person to send, not that I don't really have anyone with particularly high social skills. So aggro can... What is the skill required for a pod launcher? 6? Ooh. Well, in that case, it kind of has to be Jane's that goes. But he already has radiation buildup. So what I might do is I might wait as long as I possibly can to send him. So that the radiation buildup decreases the most it can. Also, he's in like a royally bad mood, and if he has some sort of mental break out there, it's dunzo. You're dead. You're beyond dead. I think what I'll do is aggro. You're going to give up your parka so that the dude is not cold. Alright, and Mr. Smelter, we're going to smelt slag forever. Looks like this rice is coming through. He's on a do as much recreation as we can order here. Tony, you are going to die unless you get some sleep. Bed rest is becoming a high priority. You know, actually, Janes, we don't brew a lot. Let's go ahead and have you make some art, because that will help de-stress you. So I'm going to make a small sculpture out of stone blocks. And this should help your mood a bit, because it's a passionate thing that you do. Stormy. Yep. You got super radiated for that run, and for that I thank you, and apologize for basically boiling your blood. It's good to know that I am actually it is actually possible to run out here and back. Oh, there goes the last of the corn. Alright, aggro, chopping blocks up. And then at this point, I ought to get this wall built too. So I'm going to add this to the no radiation zone, just so that we can build it. And that will keep our power grid a lot better protected. Not fully, because we would need a wall up here. One of which I can start digging. So let's dig to here. All right, Janes, your mood is getting a lot better. Draft company. Wonder if they have a mandatory draft. Now that we're starting to get our rice back, I will also be able to... I'll also be able to diversify the crops, get some heal root for some carcinoma extractions and stuff like that. Ooh. You're vomiting. That's not good. We also need a little bit more steel, but soon we're going to have the resources in order to make a hospital bed. We're about to get enough steel, maybe, from slagging and all that. So you're on initial radiation. How much time do I have? I am really coming down to the wire. It is nighttime, so tomorrow morning will be the trek out. Sort of no matter what, I think. Hell or high water. Which is good, because psychic drones is not so healthy. Oh, we got a art. We'll try to make your bedroom nice before you go to sleep. Slightly impressive. Alright, well there's a little mood bump for that. Gun turrets are done. That's very cool. To tube televisions. Recreation shouldn't be ignored. So we are 14 steel shy, which is just this slag piece, shy of being able to build the hospital bed. And I am just about out of time for this episode. So I think the crazy trade run is going to have to wait for next episode, it looks like. Which is exciting. Alright, you are going to unrestrict. So what I'm going to do is get the hospital bed up, so at least I can say I've done... Where are you going? At least I've done one of the tasks that you all tasked me with. And then... Oh, you should not be out there. Then make a run for the trade. Oh, a solar flare. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. I love solar flares. They're my favorite. It's good to know that the sun's trying to kill me. Alright, well, here's the hospital bed. Building it in the dark. It's a normal quality bed. And that's all the episode, all the time I have for this episode, guys. So do tune in next time. Next episode will be also vote day. So keep an eye out for the polls. I'll remind you at the start of next episode. If you have any feedback or questions for me, drop me a line. If you'd like to contribute to the polls and you're already a patron, don't forget to do so. And if you're not a patron, sign up if you think that would be interesting. And I'll catch you all later. Thank you all for watching. Adios.